The Half-Life 2 beta still seems to interest a whole lot of people in the community, and everybody already knows that there are a bunch of projects out there that aim to recreate the beta or take heavy inspiration from it. One of those projects is Raising the Bar Redux, a mod that has been in development for quite some time now and is showing pretty great promise, with multiple divisions already being out right now for you to go ahead and play. Now, I'm making a video on Raising the Bar Redux again because they actually released a new article today in which they talk more about what you can be expecting in Division 3. But also, they got some more news to tell you, and that is that Raising the Bar Redux is multiplying. Let's talk about it.
LambdaGeneration.
That's right, Raising the Bar Redux is expanding its universe quite a bit. While Redux is going to be a recreation of Gordon's story inspired by the Half-Life 2 beta, there are now going to be 2 more spin-offs that will scratch the itch for beta enjoyers even more. These spin-offs are called Raising the Bar Salvation and Raising the Bar Triumph. From the names, you can probably already kind of figure out what they will encompass. Salvation will put you in the kicks of Father Grigori and will take place in RTBR's version of Ravenholm. And you're tasked to commit arson, the best kind of crime.
Disclaimer, don't do crimes, kids.
Triumph is RTBR's version of Portal and takes place at a Combine overrun Aperture Science where you're testing a version of the Portal gun that the Combine may or may not want to take for themselves. I bet they do. We'll dive a little deeper into these new spin-offs in a bit. First, we're going to take a look at what the RTBR team has to offer for Division 3, which they have already stated will still remain their main focus for development. First off, we got some new antlions to look at. 2 of them to be exact. These antlions have more ranged capabilities and they have some neat new color schemes too. One of them is more termite colored and can be found on the surface, and the other has a more bioluminescent color scheme and can be found deeper into the antlion hives. We also got some new skins for the prison soldiers and shotgunners to better fit in with the new depot levels that we're going to get in Division 3. The depot being an analog for Nova Prospect. These prison boys sport a cut color scheme and interpretations of cut insignia as well. With these models being shown off, we also got some screenshots of levels as well. They mostly look pretty dark and gritty, and it looks quite different from what Nova Prospect looks like in Half-Life 2. These maps look mostly pretty good, but they're definitely still work in progress. I especially think this map where we can see all the prison cells looks a little flat, with not that much detail going on beyond the cells themselves. I think the lighting especially is the problem here though, it just looks a little bit too flat for my liking, but hey, that's just my opinion. And for these levels, we also got a couple of newly modeled power boxes. We got one with a kilowatt meter inside of it and another one that's ridged. These might seem like small additions that don't matter too much, but trust me, the smaller details are just as important as the bigger ones sometimes. Oh, and how can I forget about the Chum Toad? Look at it! It even has cute little animations. Ah! It's so adorable! And I want one, and I'm going to name it Tungsten, and we're going to be best friends. That's it for Redux for now. Let's move over to Salvation. So, in Raising the Bar Salvation, you play as Father Grigori, who decided it's time to burn the entirety of Ravenholm down right after delivering Gordon to the exit. Resource management will be important, and because you're one crazy little man, you can't always trust what you see. This spin-off has been inspired by the Doctor mode from Cry of Fear. In the first map screenshot we got, we can see a rather familiar area if you've played through Division 2. This is close to where Division 2 ended, and this is where Salvation starts. And looking through the other screenshots here, we can definitely see that we're about to get more Ravenholm, and its atmosphere, of course, included. From moody kitchens, to rustic wine cellars, to warm churches. It's all here, and it already seems pretty well crafted. Apart from the map screenshots, we also got this newly remastered nail mine model that's inspired by the weapon that was featured in the Cut Ravenholm-centric episode that Arcane Studios was working on before Valve said nope to the whole project. Grigori will of course be able to use this mine to his advantage. Grigori has also obtained an amazing amount of strength in his leg so that he's now able to kick the snot out of enemies, crates, doors, and anything that can break really. What's his workout routine? I want to know. A piece of the soundtrack was also shared, composed by Amicus, that really captures the atmosphere pretty good. Have a listen. You might notice it's a bit different from what we're used to in the main Redux game, featuring more chants, choir sounds, and church bells mixed with some traditional instruments and industrial sounds. Pretty awesome. Now, Salvation won't be a huge spin-off, but it's set up to be a nice diversion from the main game. Oh, and any improvements made to Ravenholm throughout Salvation's development will eventually bleed into Redux as well, so that's pretty good. Let's get going to Triumph now. Raising the bar, Triumph is the team's vision for Portal. The Aperture Science Enrichment Center has been taken over by the Combine, and the AI controlling the facility has been taken over by them as well. Oh, good. You're now running tests for the Combine, who wants to recreate the Portal technology within Aperture Labs to be able to use it for themselves. Will they succeed to obtain the tech, or will they be foiled somehow? I guess we'll have to see. From the screenshots the team provided, you can tell that they were really going for a much different style than what the current version of Portal looks like. It's inspired by the old Aperture Science shown in Portal 2 and the beta version of Portal, where it still looked like the tests were taking place in Nova Prospekt. It's a pretty cool look if you ask me. It's worth mentioning though that some of the test elements here are still placeholder and will be replaced by different models later down the line. That same look extends over to the portal gun as well, showing off a much more industrial look and feel with an old Aperture Science logo near the handle and some sort of Combine tracking device being attached to it to extract data. And it shoots blue and purple portals. I'm a huge fan of purple, so I'm very pleased. In terms of gameplay, they tell us here that the first two chambers will be following the original Portal pretty closely, but the mod will definitely be pretty different after that. They plan to keep the difficulty pretty accessible though, so that both Portal veterans and novices can enjoy it. They also released a bit of the soundtrack for Triumph. Let's have a wee listen. You can already tell that it's a bit darker than the Portal soundtrack, and that's because it wants to really bring over the fact that the Combine has taken this place over, and that all the human-made tech in here has practically fallen into the wrong hands. Yeah, not a great situation, and the soundtrack reflects that. All in all, I'm pretty interested to see what the RTBR team is cooking up here, and I'm sure we'll find out more about it in the future. And that's it for Raising the Bar Redux and its children. Except for maybe one thing though. They're hiring! The team is looking for level designers to help them block out levels and for art passing. They also need more 3D modelers and programmers, so if you think you got what it takes to help them, then get in touch with Kralik on Discord. His username is Kralik. Wow, that's easy. Check the description down below for all the relevant links. I didn't touch upon literally everything in this video, so that it's still worth reading the ModDB article if you're really interested. These folks put a lot of effort into their media updates, so please give them some attention. Oh, and I would like to thank Kralik for giving me early access to this stuff. I wouldn't have been able to release this video this quickly after the media update launched if he didn't reach out, so yeah, massive thanks for that. Hey, we're finally not like a month late on something, huh? So what do you think of this RTBR news and their expansions? Are you excited, or do you have other opinions to share? Let me know in the comments, I'm super interested to read all of them. Do not touch the chum toad though. Please be kind to Tungsten, he's just a little guy.